her side. Do you think you would be able to be as forgiving of her as she was of you?
I hope. Again, because I love her the same way, no matter what side.
Side, how about you have the option to be as pardoning of her as she was of you? I trust again, 'cause I love her the same way regardless of what side I love her. The same way I ask that I will on the grounds that her solidarity. And her you realize you know man, this the most grounded lady. I realize they can my mom, they engaging for one beauty it has been circumventing that the federal authorities, maybe after Jay-Z, since every one of the Hollywood elites are under a magnifying glass. Ongoing improvements concerning the famous couple Beyoncé and Jay-Z have ignited banter about the degree of their desire and the elements of their relationship. In the midst of this serious circumstance, 50 Penny has arisen into the spotlight. Strikingly, 50 Penny's relationship with the VIP pair has been set apart by strain as opposed to cooperation in a new meeting with large kid 50 Penny. Dug into a few subjects, including Beyoncé Season 2 and his continuous quarrel with Jay-Z. According to a class flowing on Twitter graciousness of day-to-day, Boisterous the rapper uncovered that Jay-Z harbors waiting enmity towards him and opposes his support in the NFL Super Bowl halftime show. Purportedly 50 Penny got a call preceding the circulating of the Pepsi business for the Super Bowl, yet he was at last barred from the arrangement. This news proposes a more profound intricacy in the connection between these hip-bounce big names. I wasn't in the advertisement since Jay-Z, and they were assembling it. So I think they actually harbor some energy towards me during his visit, with enormous kid 50 Penny. Didn't talk when gotten some information about his prohibition from the advertisement, and his discussion or scarcity in that department. With Jay-Z, he directly declared that there was no requirement for conversation among him and Jay-Z. Moreover, he contemplated whether the NFL could have disapproved of him. However, he conceded to being ignorant regarding the specific reasons at the time fans were separated in their perspectives on Jay-Z and 50 Penny circumstance, with some excusing Sen's response as exaggerated, while others pointed fingers at Jay-Z for his obvious disregard. In this show, one individual even remarked 50 needs to be in a position like Jay-Z. He needs to be gazed upward to by all the upcoming rappers. He needs to be referenced as the GOAT. And he needs to be your #1 rapper. How could Jay have meet with him, yet be cooler with Nas anyway? Someone else remarked by saying one thing regarding 50, he going to express it for what it's worth, and he going to express it with that fiendish grin. The persevering through pressure between hip-bounce significant burdens, 50 Penny and Jay-Z, has been tangible for more than 20 years, following back to their wild contention for rap incomparability in the mid-2000s and stretching out into their vicious moves in the business field. Their dynamic started in peril when 50 Penny, through his bold 1999 track, How to Burglarize, courageously focused on his kindred rappers. Jay-Z included Jay-Z burned through no time, discharging back during his exhibition at War 97 Summer Jam with its sweltering. Some like it sweltering, where he conveyed rankling lines AUD decisively at 50 Penny, scrutinizing his value in the rap game. Yet in an amazing development, Jay-Z later unveiled during a meeting with Angie Martinez that he and 50 had accommodated behind the stage at the celebration, flagging a clear stop of shoot. Eminently 50 Cent himself recognized the meaning of Jay-Z's respawn in catapulting his youngster profession to more prominent levels in a genuine sit-down with Drifter in 2003. 50 Penny straightforwardly commended Jay-Z, crediting him for the job his activity played in raising his direction in the music business. When he answered I was praised, 50 uncovered he wouldn't agree that anything back to someone he didn't believe was blistering. I never went to the radio until after he expressed that about me. I couldn't say whether my vocation would be where it's at on the off chance that he didn't answer. By 2003, the contention between 50 Penny and Jay-Z had advanced from laid-out champ as opposed to rising star to an additional decent unique, particularly after 50 Penny's unstable hit Into Club. And his presentation collection, Get Rich or Kick the Bucket TR Lion, surprised the world. I'm strolling in the studio. And it resembled a little hole and a grim beans. Everyone was in there. And I resembled man. I'm letting you know, man, you all better, you all got an opportunity. Right, currently Flood, it put out a ton of music since 50 Penny is coming. And 4 months after the fact in the club hit. And it was done with everything, was very much like cocaine. Now everyone got to remain uninvolved. And stand by this tight to wave out. So like simply seeing things like that, Jay-Z perceiving 50's expanding ability, supposedly urged his Rockefeller group to lift their game, pondering this critical second in a 2013 meeting with the Morning Meal Club. Jay openly conceded 4 months after the fact in a club hit. And it was ready to move on and not look back, resembled Oak. Now everyone got to remain uninvolved. And stand by this tidal wave out. The competition between these two kept the diversion world humming in an essential move that obscured the lines among rivalry and coordinated effort. Jay-Z and 50 Penny joined for On the Stone the Unvisit in 2003, with Jay conceivably selecting to keep his opponents, close their organization stretched out to a rebut business, where they even displayed their melodious ability together to advance their tennis shoe lines with the brand anyway. Even as they shared a brand connection, the upper hand stayed discernible, with 50 later bragging about the deal's prevalence, his unit Reebok shoes over Jay's Sartor kicks, Jay-Z's choice to bow out from the last option, a piece of their joint visit concurring with his re-irement plans of the time-blended interest, in spite of periodic melodic coordinated efforts. For example, Jay's component on the remix of 50 Penny's 2007 hit, I Get Cash. The contention persevered, with Jay reminding 50 that New York City was as yet his space during a talk with DJ Jealousy, provoked by Lil Mom's unforeseen Viva May appearance during Jay-Z and Alicia Keys' set in 2009. 50 Penny got straight to the point while remarking on Hobbs' developing disposition. He's far more congenial now, Fifth jested, crediting the shift to what he saw as a Beyoncé and Sinatra enlivened air. This wasn't the initial time 50 had broadcasted his perspectives on Jay-Z. His most recent comments about Jay's 2017 collection, 444, have additionally stood out as truly newsworthy. During a special spell for his film Sanctum of Cheats, 50 Penny was real about his evaluate of Jay-Z's 444, naming it green music, topping on Conan. The unit manager contended that hip bounce is naturally connected to youth culture. Highlighting his clothing as an image in spite of his investigate, he conceded to partaking in the collection in any event. Shooting it in his vehicle anyway, he scrutinized its enticement for more youthful crowds, proposing that Jay-Z's tone could estrange them. He was speaking condescendingly to them. Some